His family threw Lin Yi and his dying sister into the snow. Before sunrise, he returned dragging a giant wild boar behind him. Their parents had traded 2 lives for one younger brother's marriage. Lin Lan was already freezing inside a ruined cattle shed. Then the strongest clan system rebuilt Lin Yi's broken body. It granted perfect strength and grandmaster knowledge of every hunting method. His first arrow pierced the Boar King directly through one eye. Its death gave him meat, medicine money, and proof he could protect her. Only hours earlier, a sheet of paper had struck Lin Yi awake. Greedy faces surrounded him beneath a weak, smoking kerosene lamp. His mother demanded his signature before he could understand the room. Fine grain had been reserved for his younger brother's future bride. None would be wasted treating Lin Lan's failing lungs. Their father offered 1 sack of potatoes and an abandoned cattle shed. In exchange, both sick children would leave the family forever. Memories crashed together, revealing winter in northeast China during 1976. Lin Yi had returned to the most hateful night of his first life. Last time, he had begged in the snow until his forehead bled. That cowardice had not saved Lin Lan from freezing before morning. It had only taught their parents that his love could be exploited. His younger brother even called the dying girl a useless burden. The family line mattered more to him than his sister's next breath. Lin Lan still defended them, terrified that Lin Yu would suffer worse. Her wasted hand clutched his sleeve while another coughing fit tore through her. Lin Yi looked at her hollow cheeks and remembered her unmarked grave. Every trace of obedience from his previous life disappeared. He demanded the separation agreement and signed without reading another insult. The pencil tore through the paper beneath the force of his hand. From that moment, each household would live and die by itself. His parents celebrated as though they had discarded 2 sacks of trash. Lin Yi lifted Lin Lan, quilt and all, onto his back. She weighed almost nothing after months of hunger and sickness. He carried the potatoes outside while the winter storm swallowed the doorway. Before leaving, he warned them never to seek him when age weakened them. His mother laughed, certain he would return begging within 3 days. Lin Yi never looked back at the house that had killed him once. Snow climbed past his ankles as the wind cut through his ragged coat. Lin Lan begged him to put her down and save his own strength. He promised they were going home, even though no home truly waited. The abandoned cattle shed stood beneath the mountains, broken and moldy. Half the roof had collapsed, and snow entered through the missing window. Lin Yi placed dry grass beneath his sister and tightened the torn quilt. Her breathing had become thin, wet, and dangerously irregular. Without medicine, warmth, and food, she would not survive the night. His entire fortune was a sack of sprouting potatoes. Despair rose, but the regret of his first life crushed it immediately. He refused to lose the only person who had loved him. Money, medicine, and food would be seized with his own hands. As that determination hardened, a mechanical voice sounded inside his skull. The strongest clan system recognized his will to survive and take revenge. It bound itself completely before Lin Yi could even breathe. The novice package opened with 2 rewards built for this exact crisis. Grandmaster hunting knowledge flooded his mind like an inherited lifetime. Tracking, traps, archery, blades, and mountain survival became instinctive. The second reward transformed his starved body into a perfect physique. Heat exploded through every bone, muscle, nerve, and exhausted organ. Years of weakness burned away while stronger tissue rebuilt beneath his skin. When the pain ended, Lin Yi felt a coiled dragon inside him. One clenched fist reduced a hardened earth brick into powder. The system showed his physique at 3 times the normal average. Lin Lan remained near death, and their clan assets were still destitute. Yet Lin Yi finally possessed the power to change both facts. A side quest demanded wealth worth more than 50 yuan within 1 day. Completing it would unlock a private spirit spring space. That reward could store prey, grow crops, and possibly heal his sister. Lin Yi found an old mulberry bow beneath rotten straw. Its hempstring frayed, while only 3 crooked arrows remained. A rusted cleaver completed the equipment no sane hunter would trust. Grandmaster instinct corrected the grip, string, feathers, and balance within minutes. Even broken tools became deadly when guided by perfect technique. Lin Yi promised the sleeping girl that she would eat meat tonight. Then he entered a mountain storm feared by every veteran hunter nearby. His enhanced senses turned darkness into a field of clear information. Mice moved beneath snow, owls shifted above, and branches warned of wind. 5 kilometers of deep snow passed beneath him with astonishing speed. At a narrow gorge, fresh tracks revealed an enormous male wild boar. The animal weighed several hundred pounds and carried tusks like knives. Its hide would stop the weak arrows anywhere except the eye. Lin Yi moved downwind and became completely still beneath the pines. The boar snuffled closer, unaware that death waited 30 meters away. Snow melted on his lashes while every muscle remained relaxed. When the animal exposed its right side, Lin Yi drew once. Bowstring cracked, and the iron head vanished into the boar's eye. The shaft entered deeply, but the furious king refused to fall. Its remaining eye turned red before the giant body charged. Running meant abandoning the only chance to save Lin Lan. Lin Yi dropped the bow and raised the rusted cleaver instead. At the last instant, he twisted past the sweeping tusks. The blinded animal smashed headfirst into an ancient pine trunk. Lin Yi sprang onto its neck before it recovered. His cleaver entered the soft joint where skull met spine. The boar collapsed hard enough to crater the snow beneath it. Lin Yi stood over the carcass, breathing steam into the frozen forest. For the first time since returning, he smiled without bitterness. The mountain of meat represented food, cash, medicine, and survival. Carrying the entire carcass remained impossible, even with his new strength. Grandmaster knowledge guided him through clean butchering with a ruined blade. He drained the blood, removed the hide, and separated every useful organ. Tender liver and loin were wrapped first for Lin Lan. The remaining meat became several heavy bundles tied with mountain vine. Lin Yi carried the hide and organs while dragging the largest cuts. Before dawn, villagers saw a blood-covered figure crossing the white fields. Their sleepy confusion became disbelief when the giant boar hide appeared. The son discarded as worthless had become the village's richest hunter overnight. Whispers spread toward the parents who had expelled him hours earlier. His mother immediately declared that the meat still belonged to her family. Lin Yi ignored every staring face and dragged everything to the cattle shed. Inside, he lit a fire that had not burned there in years. Thin liver slices entered boiling water without salt, oil, or seasoning. To Lin Lan, the smell was richer than any royal banquet. She opened cloudy eyes and feared her brother had stolen the meat. Lin Yi explained that he had killed a boar king in the mountains. From now onward, she would never surrender food to anyone again. He fed her slowly as tears rolled silently down her cheeks. Warm broth eased her breathing and brought color back to her face. For one precious moment, the ruined shed felt almost safe. Then the door shook beneath his mother's violent kick. His parents and younger brother entered like wolves following blood. None asked whether Lin Lan had survived the night. Their eyes locked only on the piles of red meat. The younger brother reached for the hide before Lin Yi stopped him. His mother claimed a parent owned everything produced by a child. She generously proposed leaving Lin Yi only one small portion. The rest would fund another son's marriage and comfort. Their father repeated that one family should protect shared property. Lin Yi asked where that family had been during the blizzard. Last night, they had exchanged 2 lives for potatoes and broken walls. This morning, the smell of pork had restored their forgotten affection. Shame turned his mother's face purple before her hand rose automatically. Lin Yi caught her wrist before the familiar slap landed. His new strength made her heavy body feel almost weightless. He threw her backward and lifted the bloodstained slaughter cleaver. His father and brother stopped before taking another step. The separation papers said every household survived by its own labor. Anyone taking this meat would exchange his life for it. The calmness in Lin Yi's voice frightened them more than shouting. They finally understood that the obedient eldest son had disappeared. His father tried invoking authority, but the cleaver struck beside his foot. Frozen earth split, and the blade remained buried 3 fingers deep. Lin Yi ordered all 3 out of his home. Outside, his mother collapsed into the snow and screamed for witnesses. She accused him of attacking the parents who had raised him. Villagers gathered because scandal was warmer than any winter fire. Lin Yi walked outside carrying the agreement signed by every guilty hand. Village elders read the clauses while his mother continued wailing. The document severed support, burial rights, property, and every future obligation. Lin Yi dragged the cleaver through snow, carving a visible boundary. Everything behind that line belonged to him and Lin Lan. Anyone crossing to steal or bully would meet the same blade. The performance ended because his mother knew he meant every word. His family retreated through the crowd without securing one strip of meat. Lin Yi allowed honest villagers to trade necessities for small portions. He refused idlers, thieves, and anyone demanding charity through blood ties. That decision gave him standing without surrendering control of his harvest. One struggling widow arrived with a broken basket and desperate dignity. Lu Shuyan had a small daughter named Yaya and almost no food. Her husband was gone, while hostile relatives treated both as burdens. Lin Yi remembered that mother and child had died tragically before. He filled their basket with fatty pork instead of measuring a stingy trade. Lu Shuyan tried refusing, afraid that generosity always carried a hidden price. Lin Yi asked only that she keep living and feed Yaya well. Gratitude softened her guarded face while the child stared at the meat. Their return home placed warm food in a room haunted by hunger. Unfortunately, kindness created a different kind of danger in Xia village. Gossiping women saw the pork and invented a secret affair immediately. Envy turned one gift into claims of adultery before sunset. The village accountant, Xiao Deju, encouraged every poisonous rumor. He had pursued Lu Shuyan before and hated being rejected. If Lin Yi were ruined, the widow would lose her strongest defender. Meanwhile, the system recognized the boar's value above 50 yuan. The first wealth quest completed inside the ruined cattle shed. A private spirit field opened beyond ordinary space and time. One stretch of fertile black earth surrounded a glowing spring pool. Crops would grow 10 times faster under constant spring weather. The water could heal sickness, strengthen bodies, and mature valuable plants. No living creature could enter, but hunted goods could be stored safely. Hundreds of pounds of meat vanished from the shed with one thought. Greedy villagers could no longer steal what they could not find. Lin Yi carried diluted spirit water to his sleeping sister. After several swallows, the pain loosened across Lin Lan's face. Her breathing deepened, and healthy warmth touched her pale skin. The system then issued a medicinal herb quest for the mountains. Transplanting one rare plant would unlock advanced identification knowledge. Lin Yi immediately understood the fortune hidden inside that combination. Spirit soil could turn old mountain roots into treasures at impossible speed. Before leaving again, he watched Lin Lan wake with real hunger. Hunger proved her body had stopped slipping toward death. He fed her cooked meat and promised steady recovery. Outside, villagers stared and whispered about the widow beside his home. Lin Yi recognized a deliberate attempt to destroy two reputations. Direct denial would only make the rumor appear more believable. He decided to wait until the schemers exposed themselves through action. Accountant Xiao soon gathered a thief and the loudest village gossip. Their plan used darkness, fear, false cries, and a jammed door. The thief would frighten Yaya until the child screamed. A woman outside would imitate pleas for immediate help. When Lin Yi entered the widow's hut, they would seal him inside. Then the whole village would be awakened to witness invented assault. In that era, one moral accusation could destroy a man's life completely. Lin Yi sensed danger before the first stone struck the window. He slept fully dressed with the cleaver beneath his pillow. Deep night brought footsteps sliding carefully along the neighboring wall. A brick slammed against Lu Xuan's patched window. Yaya screamed while a hidden voice cried that the child was dying. Lin Yi did not rush through the widow's doorway as planned. Instead, he circled outside and caught the thief carrying rope. One shout awakened the village and reversed the trap instantly. Militia arrived to find the criminal crouched at a widow's door. The rope beside him looked exactly like evidence of robbery or worse. Lin Yi calmly asked what honest purpose required rope after midnight. Laughter became anger as villagers understood the danger to mother and child. The trapped man searched desperately for a way to save himself. The gossiping woman rushed forward and tried restoring the adultery accusation. She claimed Lin Yi had entered the room before everyone arrived. Lin Yi asked Lu Xuan to speak publicly from behind her own door. The widow stepped outside holding Yaya and shaking beneath every stare. She stated clearly that Lin Yi had never crossed her threshold. His warning had sounded outside while the thief attacked her window. Her testimony destroyed the entire invented scene in one breath. Angry villagers beat the thief until he offered to reveal his sponsor. Accountant Xiao appeared precisely before his own name could escape. His polished calm reminded the criminal of older crimes still hidden. Fear forced the thief to accept all blame by himself. He claimed greed for pork had inspired the midnight attack. The gossiping woman was also sacrificed once her rumor became useful evidence. Accountant Xiao ordered both arrested and pretended righteous disgust. Lin Yi recognized the clean escape of a colder, more experienced enemy. Without direct proof, he planted doubt instead of making a reckless accusation. Two foolish villagers could not have designed such a careful trap alone. Every listener understood which educated official possessed that kind of planning. Accountant Xiao left with his authority intact, but his reputation cracked. The village head remained behind, troubled by the damage to Lu Shuyan. Truth had cleared the crime, yet gossip could still poison her future. He proposed a practical solution that would protect every vulnerable person. Lin Yi should establish a household by marrying an unmarried woman. Once he had a wife, accusations involving the widow would weaken. The suggested bride was Su Xiaoya, an educated sent-down city youth. Her political family background made other households reject her completely. She had been pushed into a woodshed and denied enough grain. Pride had kept her standing, but winter was close to killing her. Lin Yi remembered another tragedy from his first life. Su Xiaoya had died young after years of isolation and humiliation. Saving her would strengthen his clan and silence the village simultaneously. He agreed, provided that the woman made the choice herself. The village head led him through darkness toward the youth quarters. Warm rooms held the accepted youths, while one broken shed held Su Xiaoya. She emerged thin, pale, and proud beneath a coat that barely protected her. Lin Yi did not offer romance, pity, or empty promises. He offered food, legal marriage, safety, and a place in his household. For a woman abandoned by everyone else, survival finally came with dignity. Su Xiaoya studied Lin Yi with the caution of someone repeatedly betrayed. He stood in patched clothing, yet carried meat, certainty, and legal protection. The village head explained that marriage would remove dangerous rumors around Lu Shuyin. It would also free Su Xiaoya from starvation inside the youth quarters. Lin Yi promised she would control her dignity, labor, and place at home. He would never trade her, strike her, or demand gratitude for basic survival. Su Xiaoya asked whether he truly accepted her condemned family background. Lin Yi answered that he judged the person standing before him. That simple respect reached deeper than any romantic speech could have. She agreed quietly, asking only that Lin Lan accept her too. The system recognized a high-potential woman entering Lin Yi's growing clan. Before the final bond, it issued a newlywed settling package. Cash, grain coupons, industrial coupons, and cloth appeared inside his coat. The household that owned potatoes yesterday now possessed genuine starting capital. Su Xiaoya moved from the freezing woodshed before anyone could reverse the decision. Lin Lan welcomed her with tears instead of suspicion. One dying sister and one rejected bride finally shared a protected fire. The following morning, Lin Yi took Su Xiaoya to register legally. Their red marriage certificates placed state authority behind the new household. For Su Xiaoya, the stamped paper meant no official could simply remove her. The system rewarded her rising sense of belonging with additional clan points. Lin Yi spent coupons on cotton, warm bedding, medicine, and necessary tools. He also bought red cloth for the woman wearing years of patches. Su Xiaoya protested every expense because poverty had trained her to fear comfort. Lin Yi stated that his wife would not dress like a beggar. The praise struck her harder than the value of the cloth. Her happiness produced enough points to recover much of the expense. The system rewarded care because a clan could not flourish through strength alone. Lin Yi saw the mechanism clearly, but his concern remained genuine. He fed Su Xiaoya a hot meal at the state restaurant. Color returned to her face while she ate braised pork in careful bites. Back home, Lin Lan received malted milk and fresh nourishment. Su Xiaoya began cutting the red cloth into a jacket for her sister. Lin Yi prepared immediately for the medicinal herb quest. The reward could turn mountain knowledge into a permanent source of wealth. Before leaving, he placed a heavy rolling pin in Su Xiaoya's hands. Anyone forcing the door would be driven out, regardless of age or blood. She promised to guard every needle and thread until his return. That was the courage Lin Yi needed beside vulnerable family members. Hours later, his mother learned that he had gone into the mountains. She brought the younger brother and an empty sack to strip the shed. The weak door broke beneath their kicks before Su Xiaoya could reinforce it. Greedy eyes locked onto cloth, sugar, and the tin of malted milk. Lin Yi's mother reached for everything as though ownership were obvious. Su Xiaoya swung the rolling pin across the invading hand. The first strike terrified her, yet surrender would destroy the new household. The younger brother seized the weapon and dragged her off balance. Lin Lan tried climbing down from the heated bed and collapsed. Then Lu Shuan charged through the doorway carrying an iron spade. The timid widow struck the younger brother across his back. She declared that robbers would pass through her before touching Lin Yi's home. Su Xiaoya recovered the rolling pin and stood beside her. Two women previously separated by gossip now defended one household together. The attackers retreated when neighbors gathered, and Lin Yi's return was mentioned. Afterward, Su Xiaoya wiped sweat from Lu Shuyan's frightened face. She finally saw a loyal woman rather than the village's cruel label. Far inside the mountains, Lin Yi sensed a predator stalking behind him. Silence had swallowed birds, branches, and every smaller animal nearby. A grown leopard waited among yellow brush for his back to turn. Lin Yi refused to run and trigger the cat's favorite attack. When it launched, he rolled beneath claws passing over his scalp. The leopard landed, spun, and attacked again from only several steps away. Lin Yi raised his left arm as bait for the open jaws. Fangs tore through cloth and flesh, locking the predator into position. His cleaver entered beneath the soft belly with full transformed strength. Claws shredded his coat, but the perfect physique refused to release pressure. The leopard finally collapsed across blood-darkened snow. Spirit water stopped the bleeding and dulled the burning wounds. Behind the ambush site, bright red berries marked an ancient wild ginseng. The six-leaf plant had survived beneath a protected rock face. Lin Yi loosened frozen soil carefully with his fingers instead of iron. A complete root older than 60 years emerged with every whisker intact. The medicinal quest completed at a quality beyond its basic requirement. Advanced herb identification entered Lin Yi's mind immediately. He now recognized age, condition, effects, and growth potential at a glance. The spirit field could add years of medicinal value within mere months. Lin Yi stored both ginseng and leopard inside the private space. Then he descended before the darkness trapped him far from home. Fresh footprints and blood near the shed warned him before opening the door. Su Xiaoya met him with raised scissors, ready for another invasion. Recognition broke her courage, and she rushed into his arms. Lin Yi saw Lin Lan alive and Lu Shuyan standing beside the stove. Relief lowered the killing rage that had risen at the broken door. The women explained how they had driven his family away together. Lin Yi praised them because the home survived through their decision. Then Su Xiaoya noticed the leopard wounds beneath his torn coat. She ordered hot water and clean cloth with the authority of a household leader. Lin Yi dismissed the injuries, but her tears continued falling. His survival no longer belonged only to himself. The system rewarded the household's dependence and growing cohesion. Lin Yi realized the cattle shed remained their greatest weakness. Every absence left women, children, food, and medicine exposed. He needed legal land, walls, a proper gate, and lasting defenses. The system answered with a family cornerstone quest. Within 3 days, he must lawfully secure 15 acres of western wasteland. Success would provide grandmaster manor blueprints and significant points. Failure would erase every point he had already earned. The village accountant controlled local paperwork and would block him eagerly. Lin Yi therefore aimed above the village instead of fighting below it. His memories identified a county secretary facing a desperate family crisis. Secretary Liao's elderly mother was dying from heart failure in the hospital. Ordinary medicine had failed, leaving even powerful officials completely helpless. Lin Yi carried the 60-year ginseng to the county hospital. He found Secretary Liao raging because doctors expected death within hours. From the crowd, Lin Yi announced that he possessed one possible method. His ragged coat made everyone assume an ignorant mountain fraud had arrived. Then the old ginseng appeared, flawless beneath its red cloth wrapping. Experienced doctors recognized a rare life-preserving treasure immediately. Lin Yi advised placing one thin slice beneath the patient's tongue. Secretly, several drops of spirit water had already soaked into the wrapping. Ginseng would stabilize her failing energy while spirit water restored vitality. Secretary Liao accepted because desperation had erased every other option. Lin Yi waited outside while nurses whispered that prison awaited him. Less than half an hour later, the emergency room door opened. Secretary Liao emerged shaking with relief instead of grief. His mother's color, heartbeat, and breathing had all returned steadily. Before doctors and officials, he called Lin Yi his life-saving brother. The county's strongest man now owed a debt money could not measure. Secretary Liao offered several hundred yuan for the precious root. Lin Yi refused cash because protection mattered more than immediate profit. He described the western wasteland and a plan for herbs and livestock. The project could support his household while testing a new mountain economy. What he required was legal approval against hostile village officials. Secretary Liao admired the planning and wrote on official red letterhead. The document ordered commune and brigade authorities to support the pilot. A fresh county seal transformed one sheet into an untouchable sword. Secretary Liao still forced cash and industrial coupons into Lin Yi's hands. Refusing everything would insult the gratitude of a devoted son. Lin Yi accepted, preserving both the friendship and his independence. He used part of the money to buy flour, rice, oil, and sugar. Industrial coupons secured tools unavailable to ordinary village households. A pair of dark red leather boots caught his attention last. Su Xiaoya's patched shoes had allowed winter through every seam. Lin Yi bought the boots without calculating whether affection was efficient. At home, a single lamp still burned long after nightfall. Su Xiaoya sat awake pretending to sew, while waiting for his footsteps. Lin Yi entered carrying food, tools, and the wrapped shoebox. He knelt and fitted the warm boots onto her cold feet himself. The luxury mattered less than a husband publicly valuing her comfort. Tears came faster than Su Xiaoya could hide them. Her happiness crossed a major threshold inside the clan system. Hundreds of points rewarded the security she finally believed was real. That night, husband and wife completed the bond they had begun legally. The following morning, Lin Yi carried the county order into the brigade office. Accountant Xiao was boasting that no land would ever be approved. Lin Yi placed the red document directly beneath his sneering face. The county seal drained every trace of color from the official. Forgery accusations died when Lin Yi invited him to telephone Secretary Liao. The village had immediately changed from caution to enthusiastic cooperation. Accountant Xiao had no choice except stamping the 30-year land contract. 15 acres of useless slope became Lin Yi's legal territory. The cornerstone quest completed with the highest possible evaluation. Grandmaster Manor blueprints unfolded inside his mind and private space. A reinforced home, courtyard, drainage, cellar, pins, and walls became possible. Lin Yi assigned the bonus attribute to his already exceptional physique. The household now possessed land, cash, system points, and official protection. Yet Lin Yi still needed a permanent source of rare medicinal plants. He explored the newly contracted slope using advanced herb knowledge. What appeared barren above ground carried unusual warmth beneath the stone. A hidden opening led toward a cave protected by vines and snow. Lu Shuyan accompanied the search because she knew the mountain's lower trails. Inside, green plants thrived despite the brutal temperature outside. Steam rose from a natural pool fed by an underground spirit spring. The system identified it as a tributary connected to Lin Yi's private spring. Nearby soil could become a secret nursery for priceless herbs. A sudden slip sent Lu Shuyan into the warm pool fully clothed. Remaining wet would become deadly once they returned into freezing air. Lin Yi protected her dignity, while fire and cave heat dried clothing. The blizzard outside intensified until every exit vanished behind white force. They remained trapped together through a night of fear and honesty. Lu Shuyan admitted how completely his protection had changed her life. Lin Yi promised that she and Yaya would never face abandonment again. Their relationship deepened into a permanent bond accepted by the system. A silver reward chest and hundreds of points strengthened the clan further. The system recognized Lu Shuyan's loyalty as absolute. Lin Yi planted an ordinary ginseng root beside the cave spring. Spirit water drove visible growth through leaves and underground fibers. In minutes, the plant gained medicinal quality normally requiring years. The secret nursery quest completed and unlocked basic beast taming. Lin Yi concealed the cave entrance before beginning the return journey. The storm had erased every trail and dropped snow beyond the knee. He carried Lu Shuyan because exhaustion made walking impossible. Back in the cattle shed, Su Xiaoya had waited without sleep. She guarded the door with the red boots on and rolling pin raised. A helper's warning had convinced the village Lin Yi died in the blizzard. His parents arrived immediately to claim the household's property. They called Su Xiaoya an outsider with no right to remain. The mother demanded even the red boots from her feet. Su Xiaoya placed her body against the door and refused entry. Lin Lan fell from the heated bed while trying to help. A spade split the door bar, and the greedy family flooded inside. The younger brother twisted Su Xiaoya's wrist until her weapon dropped. His mother reached for her hair while laughing about Lin Yi's death. An arrow suddenly crossed the room and shaved gray hair from her scalp. The shaft buried itself in the doorframe, still vibrating beside her face. Lin Yi appeared through the driven snow carrying Lu Shuyan. His voice asked who had come to arrange his funeral. He placed Lu Shuyan safely down and aimed another arrow. The system triggered a clan totem trial at that exact moment. Without killing blood relatives, he must establish one unforgettable household law. The arrowhead stopped only inches from his younger brother's forehead. Terror emptied the bully's bladder before the entire gathered crowd. Lin Yi asked which hand had touched his wife. The younger brother hid both hands and begged through chattering teeth. Claims of brotherhood sounded worthless after robbery and violence. Lin Yi released the arrow, cutting skin from the offender's wrist. It struck frozen ground, leaving death close enough to remember forever. His mother screamed that no son dared punish the woman who birthed him. Lin Yi lowered the bow and walked directly through her abuse. He would not kill her because her blood was unworthy of his ground. Instead, he displayed the separation agreement before every witness. She had severed the family tie when she expelled 2 children into death. Su Xiaoya, Lin Lan, Lu Shuyin, and Yaya were his real household now. Anyone touching them would answer with a life, regardless of former title. Lin Yi snapped the recovered arrow directly before his mother's face. The certainty in his eyes ended every remaining curse. His parents dragged the injured younger brother away through the snow. The clan totem trial completed without one forbidden blood death. The reward produced blueprints for a future ancestral hall. More importantly, the village finally understood Lin Yi's boundary. He entered the damaged shed and pulled Su Xiaoya into his arms. Her sleepless courage collapsed once she knew he had survived. Lu Shuin attempted leaving quietly, believing she did not belong. Lin Yi stopped her and ordered every family member inside. Su Xiaoya recognized the deeper bond without creating another public battle. She took Lu Shuin's cold hand and welcomed her as family. The system rewarded tolerance because household harmony raised clan cohesion. A large pot of boar stew warmed adults, child, and recovering sister. Lin Yi placed meat into every bowl before discussing the future. The cattle shed had survived too many attacks to remain acceptable. He unfolded the land contract and explained the manor plan. Gray brick walls would rise higher than any thief could climb easily. Separate rooms would protect Lin Lan, Lu Shuin, Yaya, and Su Xiaoya. A study would preserve Su Xiaoya's education for the changing future. The expected cost exceeded everything currently stored in his pockets. Su Xiaoya offered her only valuable watch toward the construction. Lin Yi refused to build a home by selling his wife's last dignity. The mountain still held wealth for anyone strong enough to claim it. Before hunting another treasure, he needed labor for the 15 acres. A market rumor from his previous life offered an overlooked opportunity. A valuable breeding ox would be sold cheaply after becoming gravely ill. Ordinary buyers saw dying meat, while spirit water could restore the animal. At the livestock market, mockers surrounded the bloated yellow ox. Its owner needed surgery money and refused a butcher's insulting offer. Lin Yi paid 30 yuan while everyone called him a reckless fool. The system confirmed hidden potential and granted basic veterinary knowledge. On the road home, diluted spirit water kept the beast breathing. Behind the western slope, Lin Yi administered a stronger dose secretly. Poisonous gas left the swollen body, and strength returned to its legs. The dead ox stood, lowered its horns, and began tearing hungrily at grass. Even Lu Dewang circled the recovered animal, unable to explain the miracle. Lin Yi called it a mountain remedy and kept the spirit spring secret. The ox accepted his touch with unusual calm under beast taming. 15 acres of frozen ground now had the strength required to change. The system recognized territory, labor, livestock, and household standing together. A greater family cornerstone quest replaced the earlier land objective. Lin Yi must build the manor's main structure within 1 month. Success would unlock the clan shop and a valuable golden reward chest. Failure would remove every special skill that had protected his family. The estimated funding gap reached roughly 1,500 yuan. Leopard hide and ordinary herbs could not cover that mountain of expense. Lin Yi needed a treasure rare enough to change his position permanently. His advanced knowledge pointed toward deep forest ginseng untouched for generations. Before leaving, he cooked meat until every family member ate completely. Yaya received the fattest pieces and called his cooking the world's best. Su Xiaoya stitched a protective charm and pressed it into his hand. Lu Shuyan quietly moved most of her meat into his bowl. Their care produced points, but also reminded him why danger mattered. Lin Yi spent 500 points on a constitution enhancement serum. The blue liquid drove his strength, recovery, and explosive power even higher. One arm could now produce force far beyond ordinary human limits. Additional points purchased wound medicine, repellent powder, and a folding spade. Before dawn, Lin Yi entered Ghost Dread Gorge alone. Ancient pines blocked the sky while the earth confused every natural direction. Veteran hunters avoided this place because giant predators ruled it completely. Lin Yi read tracks, broken bark, scat, and airflow instead of relying on luck. A pressure behind the trees warned that something powerful watched him. Near a sheltered ridge, he found the leaves of another ancient ginseng. This root looked older, larger, and more valuable than the hospital treasure. A massive tiger guarded it from the shadows only meters away. The striped beast carried enough weight to crush a man beneath one paw. Retreat meant losing the manor, while charging directly meant certain death. Lin Yi chose the treasure without pretending he could win the battle. He sprinted toward the ginseng as the tiger launched behind him. Strong beast-repelling powder exploded across the predator's eyes and nose. The roar became an agonized scream as sensitive senses overloaded. Lin Yi cut out an entire block of frozen earth around the root. His transformed strength lifted plant, soil, and stone together. The whole treasure vanished into the spirit field within seconds. Lin Yi turned downhill while the recovering tiger shook the gorge. It pursued across ridges, snowfields, streams, and thorn-covered slopes. He crossed freezing water and tangled brush to break the furious scent trail. Only after many miles did the danger behind him finally fade. Lin Yi collapsed beside a frozen creek and laughed through burning lungs. The ginseng remained unharmed inside the private field. The system identified it as an 85-year rare medicinal treasure. 200 points followed, but the root itself mattered far more. It could pay for the manor and finance every immediate household need. Lin Yi hunted rabbits and a pheasant before returning home. Yaya received sweet mountain berries while the women checked every scratch. Their warm lamp erased the tiger's roar from his expression. The next morning, he carried the ancient ginseng toward a respected apothecary. A provincial expert happened to be inspecting rare medicines there. The first glimpse of the complete root knocked an abacus bead loose. Magnification confirmed perfect whiskers, mature grain, and exceptional age. The buyers offered the highest state price, plus an additional premium. Lin Yi accepted 2,000 yuan in clean cash. The amount represented years of wages for an ordinary worker. He stored most of it secretly and purchased liquor, meat, and supplies. Construction required trusted labor as much as bricks and money. Lu Dawang received food for his mother and orders to find master masons. At home, Lin Yi barred every opening before revealing the cash. 2 paper-wrapped blocks of banknotes struck the heated bed table. Su Xiaoya thought robbery was the only explanation for such wealth. Lin Yi showed the sale receipt and explained the ancient ginseng. He placed 1,000 yuan into Su Xiaoya's hands as household accountant. Trust made the heavy bundle feel more valuable than the money itself. The grandmaster manor blueprint opened across the table before everyone. Lin Lan would receive a private eastern room protected from winter. Lu Shuyin and Yaya would live safely in the western wing. Su Xiaoya would have a bright study facing the southern courtyard. Strong walls, locked storage, pins, drainage, and a cellar completed the design. The clan system rewarded Su Xiaoya's belonging and Lu Xian's security. Days later, tractors entered Shia village loaded with brick and timber. Cement sacks, lumber, stone, and tools stretched from road to western slope. Villagers left their work to watch the discarded eldest son build a fortress. His former family stared from a distance, sick with envy. The younger brother called the ginseng money his rightful inheritance. His frightened father refused to approach the man holding land and authority. Master Mason Old Jiang examined the blueprint with shaking hands. The foundation exceeded even structures used for county emergency shelters. Lin Yi ordered full depth, solid materials, and absolutely no shortcuts. This home would protect generations, not survive only one winter. Workers received daily wages and meat at every meal. In a hungry year, that promise attracted the strongest available hands. Lin Yi drove the first spade into the marked foundation himself. Firecrackers broke the cold silence as black soil flew upward. The manor quest registered its first 10% of progress. A construction bonus increased worker efficiency and future building durability. The system did not replace labor. It made every honest effort count further. Lu Shuin managed huge steamers filled with white flour meat buns. Laborers stared before eating because such foods seemed impossible. Lin Yi ordered everyone to fill his stomach before lifting another tool. Gratitude turned hired men into a crew determined to protect his reputation. The restored ox, named Huang, began breaking the frozen western field. Lu Daoling guided the plow while Lin Yi cleared stones and roots. Beneath barren crust lay dark soil capable of supporting real crops. Diluted spirit water entered each furrow without attracting attention. A new quest demanded 5 acres planted within 1 week. Success would provide farming tools, points, and optimized crop seed. Lin Yi gathered cabbage, radish, corn, and soybean seed from town. None looked remarkable, but spirit water could awaken extraordinary endurance. Lu Dawang guided Huang through soil still locked beneath winter crust. The recovered ox pulled as though the frozen earth were summer mud. Lin Yi followed each furrow with a hidden mist of diluted spring water. Dry kernels visibly filled out before disappearing beneath the dark ground. 5 acres were planted before the weak winter sunlight vanished. The hope of spring quest completed exactly as the last furrow closed. A system seed pack appeared beside the farming tools inside his space. It contained cold-resistant wheat with triple yield and shortened growth time. Even northeastern frost could not easily kill the optimized young plants. Lin Yi saw more than grain in those carefully sealed sacks. He saw flour for his family, feed for livestock, and trade for expansion. At supper, Yaya gnawed ribs while watching the adults discuss construction. The child's full cheeks proved how quickly the household had changed. Yet one glance at the weak cattle shed kept Lin Yi from relaxing. A house full of women and one child still lacked night protection. Lu Dawang returned to his mother after work, and Huang could not watch doors. Lin Yi decided the clan needed a guardian with intelligence, speed, and loyalty. A common village dog would not be enough for enemies already using fire. Before he could search, his danger sense stirred after midnight. Dark shapes moved near timber stacked for the manor's roof. One intruder carried kerosene while another watched the village road. Lin Yi recognized the earlier thief by his cheap tobacco scent. Accountant Xiao had likely pushed the man back into trouble. Fire would consume timber, delay construction, and possibly spread across dry grass. Lin Yi slipped from the shed without waking anyone. A match flared briefly inside the intruder's shaking hand. An iron grip closed around his wrist before flame reached the wood. The match fell into snow and died with a quiet hiss. Lin Yi refused to create a corpse his enemies could weaponize politically. Grandmaster knowledge showed exactly which joints could be disabled without killing. The arsonist lost the strength to strike, run, or light another match. Lin Yi placed him inside a distant animal pit with minimal supplies. Surviving the freezing night became the price of attempted destruction. The construction site remained untouched when workers arrived the next morning. Only Lin Yi knew how close the manor had come to burning. That near disaster made the need for a guardian immediate. Memories from his previous life pointed toward Monkey Rock Mountain. Hunters told stories about a golden macaque clever enough to guide lost travelers. Such an animal, strengthened by beast taming, could outperform many trained dogs. Lin Yi entered the western forest carrying spirit water and medicine. Small prints crossed snow beside cracked nutshells and stripped winter berries. He followed the signs until desperate screeching cut through the pines. Several gray monkeys circled an abandoned iron cage in panic. Inside, a young golden macaque struggled against a rusted leg trap. Blood darkened its fur while every movement drove the teeth deeper. The troop bared fangs when Lin Yi approached their trapped young king. He lowered his weapon and opened a tube of pure spirit water. Sweet life energy spread through the freezing air like invisible warmth. Hostility changed into desperate attention across every animal face. Lin Yi moved slowly until the older monkeys allowed him through. The golden macaque accepted the tube with trembling human-like fingers. One drink restored enough strength for its eyes to focus clearly. Lin Yi bent the trap apart with raw enhanced strength. Steel that could break a wolf's leg opened beneath his hands. Special medicine stopped the bleeding before spirit water cleaned the wound. The young animal stared at him, then wrapped both arms around his neck. Every gray monkey lowered its body as though offering thanks. The clan system identified a rare mutant spirit beast. Its intelligence was extremely high, and its loyalty had already reached 80. More importantly, the golden macaque could command the surrounding troop. Lin Yi named him Wukong, and the animal immediately responded. Candy shared with the troop completed the strange mountain alliance. Yaya screamed with delight when Wukong emerged from Lin Yi's coat. Su Xiaoya and Lu Shuyan laughed as the monkey performed a careful bow. Despite the injured leg, Wukong flipped across the heated bed confidently. Su Xiaoya stitched him a small red vest from leftover cloth. He quickly learned which people belonged to the household. Yaya became his favorite playmate before the first evening ended. At the construction site, Wukong copied every useful action he observed. He carried a small water dipper and delivered drinks to sweating workers. Laborers began calling him Brother Monkey with amused respect. The Golden Guardian also watched tree lines and unfamiliar footsteps constantly. Lin Yi allowed that instinct to develop instead of burying it under commands. The manor foundation hardened into a broad reinforced skeleton. Drainage channels were planned before walls could hide future mistakes. Old Jiang warned that ceramic pipe remained difficult to purchase. Lin Yi chose sealed brick culverts beneath heavy stone slabs instead. During that discussion, the system detected intruders approaching the territory. A guardian quest demanded defense without involving village authorities. Wukong and his troop were specifically permitted to complete the objective. Lin Yi prepared the site but left the first response to them. That night, half-built walls cast broken shadows across stacked cement. Accountant Xiao's nephew arrived with 3 known village thugs. Each bag they intended stealing equaled weeks of ordinary wages. They assumed fear would keep workers silent and Lin Yi asleep. Above the path, one pair of golden eyes opened. A dozen green eyes followed from neighboring branches. The leader's fingers touched the protective canvas over the cement. A piercing monkey cry split the silent western slope. Frozen fruit, pine cones, stones, and hard soil rained from every direction. The missiles struck wrists, knees, ears, and foreheads with brutal accuracy. Men shouted about ghosts because they could not see their attackers. Wukong dropped like golden lightning onto the leader's shoulders. Sharp claws tore his face while the man spun blindly. He slipped and struck fresh cement hard enough to see stars. Gray macaques formed a circle carrying stones and pieces of broken brick. One terrified thief lost control of his bladder before the animals. Flashlights appeared only after Lin Yi knew the ambush had succeeded. The intruders fled through darkness, leaving every stolen bag behind. Wukong perched on the wall with his chest puffed proudly. Lin Yi rewarded him with white rabbit candy. The young king shared every piece among the troop instead of hoarding. The Guardian quest completed and delivered points plus trap mastery. By morning, clawed men claimed they had fallen into a ditch. Nobody believed wounds shaped like fingers and teeth came from frozen earth. Rumor transformed Wukong into a divine beast guarding Lin Yi's home. Small thieves stopped circling because the western slope seemed cursed against them. The village's fear created a second wall before brick reached full height. At noon, engines sounded far heavier than the earlier tractor convoy. 3 army green trucks rolled directly toward the construction ground. A county official stepped down carrying Secretary Liao's written manifest. Rebar, plate glass, cement, fruit saplings, and grapevines filled the vehicles. 2 tons of steel had been approved under the Mountain Pilot Project. The controlled materials could not be purchased by ordinary villagers at any price. Lin Yi thanked Secretary Liao through the messenger and began unloading. Cold steel bars reflected sunlight while the watching crowd fell silent. County support proved that Lin Yi possessed more than temporary hunting money. Even local cadres now had to measure every move against higher authority. The manor design expanded into reinforced walls and a poured roof. Plate glass would create bright rooms and future protected growing spaces. Apple saplings and grapevines promised income after the first seasons. Lin Yi considered the weakness of selling fruit before it spoiled. Wine could preserve value, travel farther, and improve through aging. Advanced herb knowledge included enough plant chemistry to guide fermentation. Spirit water could create a flavor impossible for competitors to duplicate. The system issued a mountain nectar quest after detecting the business idea. 3 suitable wild fruits would unlock distilling equipment blueprints. Lin Yi accepted because the manor needed a future beyond hunted treasure. He also studied the steel for another urgent purpose. The ancient tiger still remembered the ginseng stolen from its territory. A compound-style hunting bow could convert spring steel into lethal force. Without that weapon, meeting the tiger directly remained almost suicidal. Lin Yi left Old Jiang in charge and took Wukong toward Broadleaf Woods. A sheltered cliff held clusters of frozen purple mountain grapes. Wukong climbed high vines and dropped fruit into the basket below. Magnolia vine berries grew nearby beneath a thin coat of snow. Red wild kiwi completed the system's required 3 varieties. Before leaving, Wukong heard drunken shouting beyond the next ridge. 2 teenage sisters crouched in snow beneath a raised leather belt. Their father threatened to sell one for bride, money, and liquor. Lin Yi threw a stone that cracked the belt from his hand. The drunk shouted about family rights until he saw the cleaver. Wukong bared small teeth from Lin Yi's shoulder. Suddenly, the father's courage became much less impressive. Lin Yi handed warm white buns to the hungry sisters. He warned that another beating would end inside a wolf den. The girls learned his name and the location of the western slope. Should their home become impossible, they had one place to seek protection. Lin Yi left without pretending one intervention had repaired their father. At home, the fruit quest completed and delivered distilling plants. Su Xiaoya and Lu Xuan sorted every cluster around damaged or rotten pieces. Spirit water entered the washing basin without either woman noticing. The best fruit moved into clean containers for future fermentation. Lin Yi carried selected spring steel into the work shed. Lu Duang worked the bellows until the forge burned bright orange. Heated truck springs flattened beneath Lin Yi's controlled hammer blows. Two black limbs took shape around a solid birch grip. Fixed pulleys reduced the effort required to draw the enormous tension. The design remained rough, but its power exceeded every village bow. A carefully cured animal tendon became the strongest available string. Rebar provided metal for several three-edged armor-piercing arrowheads. Finished shafts were balanced, tested, and stored beyond curious hands. Lin Yi drew the black bow, and the string sounded like distant thunder. Even a large predator could not ignore an arrow moving with that force. That evening, Su Xiaoya studied from an old high school mathematics book. Lin Yi had recovered it because he remembered political winds would eventually shift. He told her knowledge would decide who could seize the changing future. Years of forced ignorance did not have to become her permanent life. Su Xiaoya promised to continue studying whenever household work allowed. Her admiration triggered another system reward for Lin Yi's foresight. Deep in the night, a tiger's roar traveled across the mountains. The sound carried rage, hunger, and memory of the stolen ancient root. Lin Yi opened his eyes with one hand already on the steel bow. He did not mistake preparation for certainty or courage for invulnerability. The tiger remained stronger, heavier, and faster than any man. Victory would require distance, timing, terrain, and Wukong's obedience. Several quiet days passed while manor walls climbed higher. Reinforced brick reached beyond a grown man's head in several sections. Massive red pine beams waited beside finished foundations. Lin Yi discussed double windows and winter heating with Su Xiaoya. Their planning stopped when a scream rose from the village road. A blood-covered hunter staggered toward the site and collapsed. One thigh had been torn open nearly to the bone. Lin Yi used system medicine to slow the bleeding immediately. Between fading breaths, the hunter identified a giant tiger near Crow's Mouth Pass. The pass stood only several miles from homes and livestock. Panic spread through Shaya before the injured man lost consciousness. The clan system issued an emergency tiger scourge quest. The predator had tasted blood and could begin treating villages as hunting grounds. Within 3 days, Lin Yi must kill or drive it away. Failure threatened random clan casualties, making hesitation impossible. Lu Daling carried the hunter toward the clinic with 2 workers. The village head received orders to close mountain paths and secure animals. Su Xiaoya held Lin Yi's sleeve as he collected the black bow. He promised the tiger would not return after this hunt. Wukong climbed onto his shoulder, fur raised toward the pass. 1 man and 1 golden guardian entered the snow beneath frightened eyes. This time, Lin Yi was not hunting wealth, but stopping death from reaching home. Crow's Mouth Pass looked less like a trail than a frozen slaughterhouse. Black blood-stained snow around scraps of dog fur and broken bone. Lin Yi crouched beside the tracks instead of following panic blindly. Paw prints sank deeper than any ordinary northeast tiger could leave. The stride, weight, and blood pattern all matched the ancient guardian beast. It had descended for revenge, but fresh meat had awakened a second hunger. Wukong sniffed the disturbed snow and chattered toward the lower foothills. The trail did not turn back toward the protected mountain gorge. It ran along scattered homes where livestock and children remained exposed. Lin Yi found pig hair mixed with blood beside another print. The tiger was feeding while traveling, which made its movement dangerously unpredictable. A full predator might avoid people, but this one had stopped fearing them. Lin Yi increased his pace while keeping 1 arrow loose in hand. Wukong moved through branches above, scouting farther than human sight allowed. A distant monkey cry confirmed the beast remained ahead. Tracks crossed a frozen stream and entered the neighboring village boundary. Lin Yi immediately remembered the 2 sisters threatened by their drunken father. Their broken home stood closest to the wooded edge. That placement made livestock easy prey and weak walls almost useless. He stopped conserving strength and ran at the limit of his enhanced body. Snow burst behind each stride, while the steel bow remained steady. Wukong raced overhead, using limbs no human could cross quickly. Another roar rolled between houses and sent tethered animals into panic. Doors slammed throughout the village, but one man still wandered outside. Tian Lucci approached his yard carrying a bottle and muttering drunken curses. His daughters had failed to prepare the firewood he expected. Punishment occupied his thoughts until the bottle slipped from his hand. A giant striped tiger lay across the low wall of his pigsty. One piglet still twitched between jaws wet with fresh blood. Gold eyes turned from the carcass toward the defenseless human. Tian's legs folded, dropping him hard into the snow. The tiger released the piglet because larger prey had entered reach. It licked blood from its muzzle and lowered its shoulders. Inside the house, both sisters heard their father's terrified warning. The younger girl froze, but the older one moved toward the door. Despite every beating, she could not watch him die outside. She opened the weak panel just far enough to seize his coat. Tian crawled backward on hands and knees while the tiger launched. 600 pounds crossed the yard like a striped avalanche. Father and daughter fell through the doorway together. The tiger struck the wall instead of stopping at the entrance. Rotten thatch, wood, and packed earth exploded into the room. One massive head pushed through the wreckage after the trapped family. Claws widened the opening while cold eyes searched the darkness. The younger sister clung to the older girl's back without making sound. Tian tried hiding behind the children he had threatened to sell. The tiger ignored human shame and selected the nearest moving throat. Its jaws opened wide enough to crush a skull. Far beyond the ruined wall, Wukong gave one sharp signal. Lin Yi planted both feet beneath a leafless tree. Distance remained close to 100 meters, difficult even for excellent archers. The steel limbs bent until the bow resembled a black crescent. Lin Yi controlled his breathing and aimed through drifting snow. He could not see the girls fully behind the broken wall. Only the tiger's left shoulder offered a clear, safe target. Releasing toward the head, wrist passing through into a child. Lin Yi adjusted lower and trusted the armor-piercing point. The bowstring spoke with the deep note of distant thunder. A black arrow crossed the yard too quickly for Tian to follow. It entered the tiger's shoulder and buried nearly half its shaft. The predator's bite snapped shut around a table leg instead of flesh. Wood shattered while the wounded beast twisted toward the new threat. Lin Yi remained visible beneath the tree with the bow raised. He deliberately gave the tiger the face it already hated. The ancient animal recognized the thief who had stolen its ginseng. Hunger, pain, and old rage focused on one target immediately. It abandoned the house and turned away from the trapped sisters. That decision alone completed Lin Yi's first objective. Now every claw and tooth pointed toward him instead of them. The tiger charged before he could fully reset his stance. Each stride threw snow higher than its shoulders. The arrow in its body bent but did not slow the rush enough. Lin Yi drew the second shaft while calculating speed and angle. 50 meters vanished beneath the beast in only several heartbeats. He aimed directly between the eyes and waited for certainty. Releasing early would allow the tiger time to change direction. Releasing late would place 600 pounds directly on his chest. At 30 meters, the massive head aligned with the arrow. Lin Yi loosed, expecting the skull to break under the steel point. The tiger moved its head at the final instant. The arrow tore away one ear and opened a bloody line across bone. Pain made the beast faster instead of hesitant. 20 meters remained, leaving no time to draw again. Lin Yi dropped the bow where snow could cushion its limbs. His right hand closed around the cleaver while the left seized the spade. Wukong climbed above the fighting line, carrying several folded paper packets. Lin Yi had prepared quicklime for exactly this distance. The tiger lowered its body and launched from the final steps. Its shadow swallowed Lin Yi from head to boots. 4 hooked paws spread for his chest while jaws targeted his throat. Dodging sideways would expose the nearby house again. Lin Yi chose to stop the leap rather than redirect it. He drove the spade's steel edge upward into the healthier foreleg. Metal met claw with a crack louder than breaking timber. The collision split Lin Yi's grip and tore skin from his palm. 2 claws snapped away, ruining the tiger's balance in midair. Its huge body twisted, but momentum still carried it forward. Lin Yi dropped his shoulder and redirected the chest past him. One paw ripped his coat while missing the ribs beneath. The tiger crashed sideways, throwing snow and broken fence wood everywhere. Before it regained footing, Wukong dropped the first paper packet. Quicklime burst across the predator's wet eyes and nose. The beast screamed, clawing blindly at a pain it could not bite. Wukong shifted branches before the wild swipes reached him. A second packet opened across the uninjured side of the face. Lin Yi threw away the damaged spade and gripped the cleaver two-handed. He could not waste the few seconds Wukong had created. Tiger hide resisted shallow cuts almost as effectively as armor. The soft line beneath the jaw remained the clearest killing path. Lin Yi entered the range of flailing claws by choice. One swipe carved burning lines across his upper back. Pain flashed white, but the perfect physique kept his legs beneath him. He drove the cleaver upward beneath the blinded tiger's jaw. The blade passed through soft tissue toward the base of the skull. The tiger convulsed, lifting Lin Yi partly from the ground. He locked both hands around the handle and refused to release it. Another claw struck his coat, but weakening force failed to open him deeply. Wukong screamed from above while the giant body thrashed. Fence posts snapped and roof straw fell around the struggle. Lin Yi pushed forward instead of allowing the blade to slide free. Blood ran over his hands, wrists, and the cleaver's wooden grip. The tiger's roar weakened into a harsh, broken vibration. Its hind legs kicked trenches through the packed yard. Lin Yi held until each movement became smaller than the last. Finally, the mountain of striped muscle went completely still. Silence returned so suddenly that falling snow became audible. Lin Yi remained bent over the carcass, pulling air through burning lungs. Wukong descended carefully and watched for any final movement. The first shoulder arrow remained buried inside the dead beast. Its missing claws and lime-covered face showed every step of the strategy. Strength had mattered, but strength alone would have ended in death. Preparation, distance, terrain, and trust had finished the tiger together. Lin Yi pushed the massive body away and forced himself upright. Blood covered his clothes until he looked more beast than hunter. Through the wrecked wall, the two sisters still clung together. Neither showed a bite, claw wound, or broken limb. Tian Luqi had also survived beneath fallen boards and dust. The tiger had taken only one piglet before Lin Yi arrived. That single fact mattered more than hide, bone, or market price. The emergency quest registered the tiger scourge as completely defeated. System rewards appeared, including a critical victory evaluation. A special trophy note marked something rare forming inside the tiger. Lin Yi did not examine the reward before checking the girls again. Their frightened eyes followed him instead of the dead predator. They had known him only as the stranger who once offered refuge. Now that refuge stood bleeding between them and a mountain lord. The older sister slowly released the younger one's shoulders. Both remained pressed against the wall, too shocked for words. Lin Yi lowered the cleaver so they would not fear him too. Wukong climbed onto his shoulder and touched the torn coat anxiously. The Golden Guardian had followed every instruction despite the tiger's terror. Without quicklime from above, the final opening might never have appeared. Lin Yi stroked Wukong's head with his least injured hand. Clan strength had become cooperation rather than one man carrying everything. The thought landed harder while he faced the ruined family room. In his first life, fear had made him kneel alone in snow. That submission had saved nobody and cost Lin Lan her life. This time, he had chosen preparation, action, and responsibility repeatedly. The difference stood alive behind the broken wall. Two girls breathed because he had refused to ignore their earlier suffering. Wukong survived because Lin Yi had answered a trapped animal's plea. Su Xiaoya survived because he gave an abandoned woman legal protection. Lu Shuyin and Yaya survived because he challenged village cruelty. Lin Lan survived because her brother rejected obedience disguised as duty. Every protected life had strengthened the clan before any building finished. The manor's bricks were important, but they were not the true foundation. The foundation was a rule established at the cattle shed door. Anyone inside his protection would never be discarded for convenience. The tiger had tested that rule with the greatest physical danger yet. Its body now lay motionless beneath the man it had once hunted. Lin Yi's wounds burned, but spirit water and medicine remained available. More importantly, no family member had been selected by the quest's failure. The threat moving toward the western slope had ended here. Snow began covering blood around the tiger's enormous paws. Wukong listened toward the forest, finding no second predator approaching. Lin Yi finally allowed the steel bowstring inside him to loosen. He had entered the hunt expecting pain, not invincibility. Accepting risk had kept confidence from becoming carelessness. The first arrow saved the trapped family before seeking a perfect kill. The second forced the tiger into a predictable, furious charge. The spade broke balance. Wukong stole sight, and the cleaver ended movement. Every earlier reward had become useful through one deliberate decision. Hunting mastery found the weak points and read the tracks. Perfect physique survived the collision and held the killing blade. System medicine kept smaller wounds from deciding the outcome. Beast taming turned a rescued macaque into a trusted battle partner. The private space had funded the steel, supplies, and protected household. Yet the system had never chosen who deserved saving. That decision had always belonged to Lin Yi. He looked once more at the sisters still standing together. Their survival proved the power had served its intended purpose. Wealth could build walls, and authority could frighten human enemies. But today, only courage placed a body between children and claws. Lin Yi had once awakened in a room where blood relatives prized his sister's life. He now stood in a ruined room after making another family's lives priceless. The difference was not luck, rank, or the size of the fallen tiger. It was the promise that nobody under his protection would be abandoned again. Snow covered the old predator while the rescued girls remained alive. Lin Yi had finally become the protector his first life never allowed him to be. The clan his family tried to erase now stood alive because he refused to surrender it.